One, go. Monday night college basketball action. This is Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. Big 12 conference play, ESPN Big Monday. So big games tonight in college basketball as we're less than a month away from the NCAA basketball tournament. Kansas Jayhawks are traveling to Ames, Iowa to take on the Iowa State Cyclones at Hilton Coliseum. Kansas is found anywhere between a 1-point road favorite to a 1-point underdog. Wow, the total sits at 144. Definitely want to do some line shopping on this game by checking out SBRodds.com. Absolutely, money management and getting the best number are two of the things that a lot of handicappers do not put too much emphasis in, but definitely important with so many varying numbers in the market for this one. Kansas has won and covered their last 4 games. They're coming off a 74-48 convincing victory over the TCU Horned Frogs as 23-point home favorites over last weekend. And that was a big revenge game for this team, given the fact that they were absolutely humiliated at Fort Worth against the TCU Horned Frogs in their first meeting this year. And Bill Self was furious at his team in a post-game conference, basically mentioning it was the worst loss in Kansas history since they played a YMCA team during James Naismith. So he definitely wanted that game, and he's going to want this one as well, due to the fact that Kansas has won 8 consecutive regular season titles in Big 12 conference play. They are currently tied atop the standings with the Kansas State Wildcats. They hold a tiebreaker by winning both games against Kansas State this year, 1 game up on Oklahoma State and 2 games ahead of tonight's opponent and the Oklahoma Sooners. This team leads the conference in scoring margin by outscoring opponents by 13.4 points per game. A lot of that has to do with the fact that they lead the Big 12 in shooting 46.8% from the field, but more importantly, they lead the entire nation in allowing opponents to shoot just 35.5% from the field. Kansas won the first meeting. It was a thrilling game, 97-89 overtime victory as 11.5-point home favorites. It was a game that we covered on Across the Board earlier in the season. I actually gave out the Iowa State Cyclones as my play in that game. They should have won that game outright. 5 Jayhawks scored in double figures in that one, led by freshman guard Ben McLemore, who scored a game-high 33 points. The most points scored by a Big 12 player this year, McLemore against Iowa State. But when I was handicapping this game, I was looking to see as Kansas has not been very good offensively on the road, and he is averaging just 12.4 points per game on the road during conference play. 4-2 straight up as road favorites this year, but 1-5 against the number, the Kansas Jayhawks. They're going to have to play one of their better games of the season, as the Iowa State Cyclones have won 3 games straight. That includes an 86-66 victory over the Texas Tech Red Raiders as 18-point home favorites this previous Saturday. 22-game home court winning streak. That is 3rd best in the nation. Another team that goes on Monday, Marquette, is going to try to defend their home court. They have the 2nd longest home court winning streak. Definitely check out that video, Syracuse versus Marquette, on SBRvideos.com. 14 consecutive Big 12 home wins for the Cyclones, and they've won their last 3 when facing top 25 opponents at Hilton Coliseum. Really, this team is doing all things right offensively. 10 or more 3-point makes in 8 of their last 9 games. That has led to all of their previous 9 games during that streak to go over the total. They've scored 70 or more points in 88.9% of their games. That is the highest percentage for a team to score 70 or more points in their games this season. So definitely one of the offensive juggernauts in the college basketball world. But I'm going to play this one to go under the total, mainly for the fact that in handicapping this game, Kansas's defense, I think they're going to rise to the challenge. They especially tough in Big 12 conference play when facing an opponent for a 2nd time during the season. The under is 17-3-2 in the Jayhawks' last 22 road games when facing a team with a winning home record. So my official play on this game is going to be under 144 in Monday night's game featuring Kansas and Iowa State. This has been Across the Board with Jeff Grant here at SBRforum.com. For any further information on this game or any of the other 4 games on the college basketball board, you can follow me on Twitter at Jeff Grant Sports. Cut.